If you ever thought about going to therapy and unsure if you need to go to therapy, you need to watch this video until the end. What's going on, y'all? My name is Terrence, the therapist. Thank you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you know when these videos are about to drop. Now, over the past few years, there's been a real big push for mental health. It's crazy because now our society is attempting to prioritize mental health and seeing the importance of addressing our mental health. So you hear about people going to therapy, you hear about more funds being allocated towards mental health services. You hear about jobs not only giving sick time, but mental health time as well too. And people have been advocating more and been encouraging others to participate in therapy, especially when they've seen the benefits of going to therapy themselves. But with all this talk about mental health, being encouraged to go to therapy, normalizing talking about these things or underlying issues that you may have, but you may still wonder, when should I go to therapy? But thankfully, you ran across this video, so don't even trip. I got you. Because when it comes to our mental health, we want to be proactive and not wait until the last minute to decide that you need to go to therapy. So I'm gonna break down 3 signs of when will be a good idea for you to start therapy. The first sign is you or other people have noticed there have been changes in your mood. Now, this part may be a little bit challenging because you may be in denial about your mood and the changes you have been experiencing. And also, you may not be trusting other people to judge or give feedback or have an opinion on the changes they have seen in you. So what I'm gonna do real quick is we're gonna do a quick denial check. So if you notice that you have low energy, lack of motivation, difficulties concentrating, a lack of interest in activities that you probably used to enjoy doing, lack of intimacy with your partner, it may be a good time to pick up the phone and make that phone call to see a therapist. Because the ironic thing is, even those things I just mentioned, you may still feel like you are able to maintain and still be able to function throughout your day-to-day, which is cool, right? But there's a huge difference between maintaining and thriving. Now, when you maintain, it's like, okay, I can deal with this, right? But maintaining isn't always sustainable. You want to get to the point where you can just thrive. You just don't want to live life just maintaining. You ever talk to somebody and be like, how you doing? Oh, I'm just, maintaining. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If you're saying, hey, I'm just maintaining, that in itself shows that there's something there that probably needs to be addressed, talked about, and resolved. Now, the other part of this denial check that we're going through is that you don't trust the feedback that people are giving you that have your best interests. Again, what I'm saying is the people that have your best interests, not somebody random, somebody you don't trust, somebody that does have your best interests. If there are people that have your best interests and they've been telling you, hey, you've been tripping, you've been bugging, you've been acting a fool lately, those are probably good people that are in your support system that actually care about you and want to see the best for you. And again, the people I'm referring to that have your best interests are people in your support system, close friends, or people you just highly respect. Now, the second sign is you have experienced a life-changing event. Now, this can include a death, a divorce, a breakup, or any event that has to do with a grief and a loss. Because grief and loss is real. Grief isn't always just like the death of somebody. It can also be just a loss or a change or a life-changing experience that you may have had. Now, not all life-changing events have to be traumatic per se. It could also come in the form of just simply being a blessing or something you may have asked for. But also there's pressure that comes with those blessings or things that you are receiving that are positive in your life. So for example, being a new parent is a life-changing event. And this is where we have a conversation about postpartum depression and many new parents. This can also come in the form of a job offer you received. And you may have asked and hoped for that job, but now that imposter syndrome is now creeping up and now you might feel anxious, or you might have doubts about yourself, or you might feel incompetent about carrying out those new duties because it's something new, it's something that you have not experienced before. Another thing that could be positive in a life-changing event is a new relationship, or you have recently become engaged. Now, therapy can be helpful in this manner because there might have been past relationships that might not have been so hot or so pretty, right? So you don't want to carry on those traits from that relationship into the new relationship. And this is why you might have heard of people participating in premarital counseling, because the power of having premarital counseling is that you can address some of these unresolved issues, or having somebody who is non-biased in the relationship to address some of the things that might be coming up, especially when it comes to marriage, because marriage is something new as well too, so it can be very intimidating to get married. The third sign that you may need to participate in therapy is that you have unresolved trauma. Now, what unresolved trauma looks like is you have not been given the space or the opportunity or the time to talk about some of those things that you experienced in your past, or maybe even currently experiencing. And trauma can come in the form of physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. It can also come in the form of vicarious trauma, which you have witnessed traumatic events. It doesn't have to necessarily happen to you, but you witness these traumatic events happen. Now, it can be helpful to talk about these traumatic experiences because it can help you process some of those trauma responses that may be hindering you from living life gracefully. Now, those are some 3 signs. If any of those signs resonated with you, I have some resources in my description, so please feel free to check out some of those resources. I'm also accepting clients myself, so I have my information down there. If you're in the state of California and you feel like I may be a good fit to be your therapist. Now, just so you guys know, it is never too late to start therapy. If any of those things resonate with you, you're like, I've been dealing with this for years. We want to be proactive, but many a time we may not even have the know-with-all to even realize like, hey, actually, you know what, that's not something that is normal. But it has become my norm because I've been operating out of this mindset for years and years and years. Now, this is where we're breaking and challenging some of those thoughts and those processes and those experiences, and understanding that there may be some healing that needs to come about. Again, my name is Terrence, the therapist. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys take care. Peace.